Just check, we have a field f, vector f given as ax plus 3y plus 4z into I plus x minus 2y plus 3z into j plus 3x plus 2y minus z into k. So what they have given about this vector field, that it is solenoidal. Then we have to find this a. So this unknown should be found with the help of this given condition. Now, what is given thing here? What they have given? F bar is solenoidal. If any vector field is solenoidal means what? Yeah, its divergence is 0, right? Yeah. So let us take divergence means how to take dot product with del. Del dot f is 0. Yeah. So del is dou by dou xi, dou by dou yj, dou by dou zk. Dot product with f. F is what? Ax plus 3y plus 4z into I plus x minus 2y plus 3z into j plus 3x plus 2y minus z into k. Yeah, so dot product. So this is already equal to 0. What is a dot product? How we find it? We multiply corresponding I coefficients. This is dou by dou x operating on what? Ax plus 3y plus 4z.
ax plus 3y plus
Very good. Help me in writing the second term.
dou by dou y of
Huh.
x minus 2y plus 3z.
Very good. Last term.
Dou by dou z of 3x plus 2y minus z.
What is the value of this? Is 0. Okay. Now, derivative of the first bracket with respect to x is what? With respect to x means a. Derivative of this bracket with respect to y means coefficient of y
minus
is
2
minus 2. Coefficient of this bracket, oh sorry, derivative of this
minus
bracket,
1.
yeah, with respect to z, coefficient of z is minus 1 here. Okay. Now, what is this? Minus 2 minus 1 is how much?
3 a equal to
Minus
3.
3. Shift it here, it becomes plus 3. So altogether, a is equal to plus 3. Usually problem on solenoidal will be rarely asked, but you should know how to do it. Okay, because question on solenoidal cannot be extended. That is the reason. Okay, now this completes about the two concepts on, you can say, vector differentiation. First we defined some terms and we have seen some special vector fields, solenoidal and irrotational. Now there is one more concept of different vector differentiation which is very important, that is called as directional derivative. They are called as directional derivatives. Sorry. It is okay. In short, we'll call it as DD, not Doordarshan. It is directional derivative. So here, to define it, we just take one scalar function. Suppose we have phi of xyz as a scalar function. Is a scalar function. And suppose we have d bar, one vector quantity, d bar as the given direction. So what is required? See, why we have to take like this? Because we are defining the term here. So directional derivative is defined. Okay. For that we should have a scalar quantity, a scalar function, and then we should have a direction. And that direction means obviously it is a vector. So it is from A to B. That is some vector d bar, suppose. Then if you just take the dot product like del phi dot n cap, where this n cap is nothing but this given vector d divided by its magnitude. Usually cap means it is nothing but unit vector. And how to take unit vector? A vector divided by its magnitude should be taken up. So which vector we are taking? It's the direction what we are taking. So then what you have taken, this dot product of these two, no? This is called as the directional derivative of phi along vector d. Are you getting the part? So suppose we have some scalar function. That means scalar function, if I want to draw geometrically, it becomes some surface. Okay. Suppose we have some direction. Okay, some direction, some vector is there. Then what is the directional derivative of this? Suppose the equation of this is like phi of xyz equal to some c, equation of the surface. Then what is the direction derivative means? You have to take del phi dot n cap. Can anybody tell me, is it a scalar quantity or a vector quantity after simplification? Del phi dot n cap. No idea.
Vector, madam.
It will be a vector.
Scalar.
It's a
Scalar,
scalar. Hmm. So two things are there. How many of you support scalar? Those who are supporting scalar, all are right. All are right. Because see, del phi is what? Del phi will
which
be
is
a
also
vector.
vector.
Gradient of phi. N cap will be some, if you solve it, no, it will be
Yes,
some vector, right? So dot product of two vectors is always scalar quantity, isn't it? That we have seen in divergence. So obviously this is some scalar quantity. Are you getting? The directional derivative is nothing but a scalar quantity. Now we have one important theorem. Will not derive it, but it is useful for the examples. Okay. Now suppose if this is the surface, try to understand. See, from this scalar function, if you want to take geometrical part of it, you can construct one surface. Okay. Next, here D is some direction. Like that, A may be a direction, some vector. A may be a direction, B may be some direction like that. So like this. So here I have one vector which is perpendicular to this surface. Can anybody tell me what is this vector which is perpendicular to this surface?
Del phi.
Who is that? Who told it? What's your name? Tell your name. I'm very happy that you told me correct answer. Don't be scared. Arpita. Yeah.
Arpita.
See, Arpita remembers one result. See, we have considered it, no? What is gradient of phi? It is nothing but a vector which is normal to the surface, which is perpendicular to the surface given by this equation. So here even gradient of phi you have verified. It's a vector quantity, correct? And how is this vector? It is perpendicular to the surface. So if you want to find what is the among all these directional derivatives, see, to define a directional derivative, we require a scalar function. Along with that, we require a vector quantity. So if you just find what is the directional derivative along d bar, along a bar, along b bar, along del phi, among all this, what you find along del phi is always going to give you the maximum one. Is my explanation clear? Is the point clear? Yeah, student, just reply yes or no.
Ma'am, this diagram, ma'am, can you tell once again?
Nothing. Okay, nothing. See, to define directional derivative, two things are required. One is scalar function and one is direction. Okay. On this, we can define the directional derivative like this. This is the theoretical part. Done. Next, for this scalar function, okay, I'll keep the scalar function fixed. I'll go on changing the direction. It may be some vector d bar, it may be a bar. If I'm taking a bar, no, I take it as del phi dot n cap. That time my n cap will be a divided by magnitude of a. If I'm taking along the direction b bar, how I have to take? My n cap will be b divided by magnitude of b. I'll get so many directional derivatives, isn't it? For the same surface, along d bar, along a bar, along b bar, I'll get so, and along del phi, I'll get the directional derivatives. Am I right? Agree with this? Please do reply. Are you getting at least some part of it? Okay or no? Otherwise, I have to change the way of explaining, nothing much. Are you able to follow this, what I said?
Yeah, ma'am, but not completely.
Not complete. Yeah, that's what. No, at least half done is okay. Zero means I have to entirely change. Okay, I'll not. I'll just change the way. Okay, all of you listen here because we have so many results here on directional derivative. The thing should be clear now. Here, for this phi, see, we have a scalar function and a direction is needed to define a directional derivative. Is it clear at least? What you should have? Two things. One is a scalar function, one is a vector quantity you should have. Now what I'll do, I'll just keep my scalar function fixed. Now direction can be changed, correct? I may be having a vector d bar, I may be having, okay, next case, I may be having a bar, I may be having b bar, I may be having a del phi, isn't it? Yes or no? Are they all vectors? These are all vectors. These are all vectors. Now, this for this, if I want to, okay, now I can theoretically find my theoretically I can find the directional derivative using the definition del phi dot n cap. Okay, this I can use and I can find out. Now geometrically, if I want to find no, then what I will do, this scalar function, I will represent that as a surface. What is the equation of that? Phi of xyz equal to c. Now here, one vector is going like this. I'll call it as d bar. One vector is going like this. I'll call it as a bar. Like this, no, so many vectors are there. Now, there is one vector which is even perpendicular to this surface. What we have seen, a vector which is perpendicular to this surface is nothing but gradient of this phi.
Grad.
Okay, this you have seen. Now, geometrically, if you just take along the different direction, you can calculate it theoretically. If you find out the values, the answer may be some a1, a2 answer. No, it's a scalar quantity. Answer is a1, a2, this may be a3, this may be a4, like this. How many vectors you take, it depends on you. Okay. Among all this, if you want to check which is going to give me the maximum answer, is nothing but for this del phi. Now clear? At least
Yes,
now
ma'am.
clear? Okay, good. See, means when we just take no maximum, minimum. See, we may get so many different concepts related to this. So they have observed that here, when you just take along different directions, the vector which you are taking perpendicular to the surface is going to give me the maximum value of directional derivative. This is what the result is. Let me write it over here. So what the result says, it's not a result, it is actually a theorem. But proof of the theorem is not necessary. The directional derivative of phi at any point is maximum along del phi. Okay, this is first thing. Now here we have some results. I'll just send this notes, no, just but I'll just explain the part. So the first part is, if I want to find the unit, okay, the angle between the two surfaces, okay, else I'll take only one result, which is very, very important. Other is not that much. Okay, the angle between two surfaces. Okay, yeah, just let me just recall. Whenever you wanted to find the angle between two curves, how you have taken the thing? Suppose these are the two curves which are intersecting. If I want to find what is the angle between them, can I measure the angle directly?
No, ma'am.
No. What has to be done for that?
You have to draw the tangent.
Very good.
Tangent has to be
So,
drawn.
yeah, at the point of intersection, you draw the tangent, isn't it? Then you calculate the angle between them. Whatever is this angle is nothing but angle between the curves. This part you are learned. Similarly, just imagine there are two surfaces. There are two surfaces. I'll call it as phi 1 and there is one more surface. Okay. Think they are intersecting. This is another surface phi 2. So suppose they are intersecting. Now, if I want to find what is the angle between them, then can you imagine how to find the angle between the two surfaces? Is it easy? So what we do in this case is we draw the normals to the surface. Means we draw a perpendicular to this surface. Here, suppose these are intersecting at some point here, this point. So at this point, for this surface, we draw a tangent, okay, a vector perpendicular to this. Similarly, for this surface, at the point of intersection, we draw a a vector perpendicular to the surface. Can you tell me if I draw a vector, a vector perpendicular to this surface phi 1, what this will be? Try to get my point. See, this is my phi 1, suppose. This is my phi 1. And suppose I have one more surface. Suppose this is phi 2. Now, yeah, if I'm there, no, like I would have shown you like two surfaces intersecting. Okay, suppose this is the point of intersection where both are intersecting. So here for this phi 1, you just draw a tangent. It's not like exactly tangent, it is like a vector which is perpendicular to the surface at the point of intersection. Can you tell me what is this vector? What is a vector perpendicular to a surface?
Del
Del
phi.
phi.
Del phi 1, del phi 1. Similarly, at the same point of intersection for this surface, no, you just draw a
Del phi 2.
normal. Yeah, this is del phi 2. Then you find the angle between them.
Phi 2.
They will be like some lines, so you can easily find the angle between them. So whatever this angle obtained is nothing but angle between two surfaces. Clear? So angle between two surfaces is defined as angle between their normals. Angle between their normals. What we just take in a broader sense. Angle between two curves is nothing but angle between the tangents at the point of intersection. Similarly, angle between two surfaces is the angle between their normals. Normal is nothing but the perpendicular drawn to the surface. Got it? Now, how can I get the angle between them? Suppose theta is the angle. How can I get? Very easily. While explaining in the first class, no, I told you some results are important. So let me just find cos theta. How can I find cos theta between del phi 1 and del phi 2?
Dot product.
Yeah, dot product, you tell me properly. See, first vector is del phi 1, second vector is del phi 2. How we have defined in terms of A dot B divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B. Correct?
Of B.
Yeah. Apply the same
Yes.
concept and tell me what is cos theta now. Fast.
Del phi
Del phi 1 dot del phi 2
dot del
divided
phi
by
2
divided by
divided by
magnitude of del phi 1 into
del phi 1 magnitude of del phi 2.
Magnitude
yeah.
of del phi 2.
Is it clear how why this has come? Because this we already know.
Yes.
Huh? Is the result clear? Later on, don't say madam has given the result directly. I have shown it. Why this only is going to come. Okay. So actually theta is the angle between them. So after finding it, you need to transfer your cos. So theta is nothing but angle between the surfaces, which is cos inverse of this quantity. Okay. Yeah. Now here, there may be a situation where the two surfaces may be perpendicular. Can anybody guess what should be the result? Okay, it may happen like the two surfaces may be perpendicular. So perpendicular
0,
means, yeah, what is 0?
angle.
Angle will be 0. Perpendicular. Theta will be what? See, theta is the angle between the surfaces. What will be theta
90,
value?
ma'am. 90.
Theta will be 90. Agree. Correct. 90. That means cos of theta will be what then? Cos 90 is
0.
0. Right. So this is 0.
0.
This is 0 means this part is 0. Agree? This is a particular case. So take
Yes,
this
ma'am.
part here. What is the resulting thing? Yeah, you will get the result as del phi 1 dot del phi 2 is 0. So here you can say the two surfaces will be perpendicular or they are going to intersect orthogonally if theta is pi by 2 or what is one more result? Dot product of del phi 1 and del phi 2 is 0. Am I clear? Because there are problems related to angle between the surfaces. Okay. Is it clear the theory part? Shall I start taking example? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah. When I solve example, see, they never ask the theory part. They will ask the problem related. So, yes, let me take a very simple example and find the directional derivative. Okay. The first one is find the directional derivative of phi of xyz equal to xy cube plus yz cube at the point 2, minus 1, 1 in the direction of vector I plus 2j plus 2k. Write down the question. Yeah. So just see direction. Okay, it's not direction, it is directional derivative. Okay, we need to find the directional derivative of this scalar function at the point 2, minus 1, 1 in the direction. This is my, what is I plus 2j plus 2k represent in my definition? This represents what?
D vector.
Vector D.
D
Yes.
vector.
Yes. So first, we know that directional derivative is given by del phi dot n cap. So first we'll find del phi. Okay. Yeah. Now del phi is given by, what is del phi? Del phi expression is what? It's a gradient of phi, isn't it? Tell me, what is the expression? Dou phi by dou xi.
Dou pi by dou xi,
Ah,
dou pi by dou yg,
ah,
dou pi by dou zk.
very good. Okay. Yeah. So it is nothing but derivative of this phi. Okay, this entire thing. So where phi is nothing but xy cube plus yz cube. This is dou by dou x of xy cube plus yz cube I dou by dou y of x Yeah, substitute for 5 for all the 3 terms. Yeah, so xy cube plus yz cube j plus dou by dou z of xy cube plus yz cube into k. Yeah, what is the derivative of this bracket with respect to x? So it appears only for how many terms? X is there in how many terms?
Only one term.
One term.
Only one term. So you'll get
Y
the
square.
value as only one term.
Y
Yes.
square.
Y
Y
square.
cube. Y cube.
Yeah, it
Y
is
cube,
y
madam.
cube is constant. Remaining x with respect to x is 1. Along with that, you will get your r. Okay. Plus, what is the derivative of y? So y is appearing in 2 terms, isn't it? So you'll get it for both the terms. So x is constant here. What is derivative of y cube? Huh? With respect to y, it is 3y square, no? Plus derivative of
Z cube.
y z cube is z
Z
cube
cube.
into 1. Now there are 2 terms. Carefully, be careful. Take a bracket. Else you will take only for last term. That is wrong. Similarly, with respect to z means only one term. Correct? This term becomes 0. What is the derivative? Y constant. Z cube is 3z square. Yeah. Now here they have, along with this, they have given some point also. That means first we have to find, this is del phi, no doubt. We have to find del phi at this point. Okay, at this given point. So let us find it. Del phi at 2 minus 1, 1. What is the meaning? At the point means,
X equal to 2.
yes.
The
Yeah, your del
value
phi is in terms of
is
x, y, z. So you have to take it in an order triplet. So x should be substituted as first value. So in this expression of del phi, you replace x by 2, you replace y by minus 1, and you replace z by 1. Don't write like this in exam. It is for your understanding. So y is what? Minus 1. So how it should be written? Minus 1 cube into I. Correct? What is my x? My x is 2. 2 into 3 into y square. Y is minus 1. Okay? Okay. Plus. I'll take it as plus. Z is 1. So it is 1 cube into j plus y is minus 1. 3 into z square. Z is 1. 1 square. Simplify and tell me what is minus 1 cube?
Minus I cap.
Minus I. Here minus 1
7.
square is no problem. 1 only. 3 2s are
Plus
6
7j.
plus 1. Plus
Plus
7j. Next. 3 into
Minus
1
3k.
square. Yeah, it is
Minus 3.
minus 3k. Hope all are getting same. This is my del phi. Correct? Now what is required is n cap. We'll find n cap also, and then we'll take the dot product. Del n cap is nothing but vector d divided by magnitude of d, where what is my d? Given vector note. Can anybody help me writing? What is vector d?
I plus 2j.
2j plus
2k.
2k.
2k. Yes, this is my d. So that here n cap is going to be n cap is going to be I plus 2j plus 2k divided by magnitude of this. How can I write the magnitude of this?
Root
Square root
of
of,
Square root of 1
yeah,
square.
yeah, coefficient of I is
Plus 2
1,
square plus
1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square. How much is this? 2 square, 4 plus 4 plus 1. Isn't it
3.
9? Root 9 is 3. So this is I plus 2j plus
3, ma'am.
2k divided by 3. Yeah. So we have got both the quantities. Can we find directional derivative now? Therefore,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, directional derivative of phi along vector d is given by del phi dot n cap. What is my del phi obtained? Tell me, minus I plus 7j, no? Minus 3k. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Dot product with n cap. N
Yes.
cap is this. I plus 2j plus 2k divided by 3. Isn't it here dot product of two vector quantities? How we do it? Multiply coefficients. Minus 1 into 1. How much? Minus 1. Correct? Coefficient of I. A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. So same concept. 7 into 2. 7 twos are 14.
14.
Next, minus 3 into plus 2. Multiply.
Minus 6.
Minus 6 divided by 3 as it is. So how much is this? 17 minus 7. Sorry, 14 minus 7. Answer.
7 by 3.
7 by 3.
7 by
Just
3.
tell me, is it a scalar or a vector?
Scalar.
It's a
Scalar.
scalar quantity. So directional derivative is always a scalar quantity. That's what I wanted to tell. This will be something like 7 by 3. If you suppose for the same phi, they may give some direction a bar as where you have found. You may get it as some 10 by 3. So many different quantities. Among all those quantities, if you calculate, if you just find del phi is going to give me the maximum value. Got it? Now understood the result?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood how to do directional derivative?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll give an example. If all of you say yes, I'm ready to give it where you can try the problem. Huh? Find the directional derivative of phi, which is equal to 4xz cube minus 3x square y square z at 2 minus 1 2 along 2y minus 3j plus 6k. Plus 6k. Yeah, write the question and just start solving it. Okay, I'll just try to solve it little faster. So del phi is by definition dou phi by dou xi, dou phi by dou yj, dou phi by dou zk. Try to solve it on your own and you can compare the result. If any doubts are there, you can see in between steps. So derivative of this phi with respect to x. Yeah, while solving, just help me in writing this. With respect to x means 4z cube minus 3y square z into derivative of x square will be 2x. This is my dou phi by dou xi. Now, dou phi by dou y means it is appearing here only. 0 minus 3x square z constant, y square is 2y. J. With respect to z means it appears in both the terms. So, 4x constant, z cube derivative is 3z square minus 3x square y square constant derivative of z is 1 into k is equal to. Yeah, if you want simplify it, else what you can do, you can better write a simplified part. What I'll do now, I'll just okay, write it, no problem. 4z cube minus 3 2s are 6 y square zx into I. This is minus 3 2s are 6 x square yz into j. Plus you have two terms. 4 3s are 12 xz square minus 3x square y square into k. Okay, this is what del phi. What we need to do next? Del phi at the point we have to find. Anybody has written the answer in the chat box? If yes, tell me the answer. Okay. This is the value of x to be replaced. This is for y and this is for z. So x and z, write it as 2 and y write it as -1. Okay, 4 into 2 cube minus 6 minus 1 square, 2 into 2 into I minus 6, x is 2, so it is 2 square, y is -1, z is 2. Carefully you write, huh? Because sometimes the scalar function will be complicated, how we are having now. 12 into, what is x? 2, z is 2 square, it will be now 3 into, x square is 2 square, y square is -1 square into k. Tell me simplified part. Tell me del phi. 2 cube means 8. 8 fours are? 8 fours are? 32. Minus. Have you decided not to answer? I'll not ask the question then. What is this value? Altogether. So -1 square. So 6 fours are? 32 minus 24 is how much? Is it 8?
8.
8i. Next. 2 square. So this is the minus, means it will make it as plus. 2 square into 2, 8. 8 6 the. Tell me what you get. What will get the coefficient of k? All of you just calculate it. Tell me fast, what will get?
84.
84. Others, same answer? 84k. Yes,
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
84. Yes. Carefully you do it. That's all. Now n cap. N cap is vector d divided by magnitude of vector d. What is my d here? D is 2i minus 3j plus 6k, isn't it? What is the magnitude of this? Root of 2 square plus minus 3 square plus 6 square. Am I right writing the magnitude? Have I written it correctly?
7.
What is the value? Denominator value?
7.
Under the root 49. So it is going to become
49.
7. Yeah, it is 7. Yes. Now find the directional derivative. Therefore, directional derivative is given by del phi dot n cap. So 8i plus 48j plus 84k divided, okay, dot product with 2y minus 3j plus 6k divided by 7. I'll give you 2 minutes, not 2 minutes, 1 minute I'll give you. Solve it and tell me what is the answer.
376.
Very
376 by 7.
Very good. Yeah.
376 by 7.
Yes. 376 by 7 is the directional derivative. Got it? Hope all are getting the same answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the concept clear? Take one homework example. Find directional derivative of phi equal to x cube y z plus 4x z square at 1, 2, minus 1 along 2y minus j minus 2k. Solve it. Okay. So we have to find the direction along which the directional derivative of this phi is maximum at this point. Can anybody tell me among all the directions, along which direction it is going to be maximum? We have some theorem.
Del phi.
Del phi. So just write that result. The directional derivative is maximum along the normal vector del phi, or you can say along the vector del phi. So what is phi? Can anybody tell me what is phi? What is the scalar function given here?
X square y z
X
cube.
square y z cube, right? Now, so we have to find del phi. So del phi, we know it is dou phi by dou xi, dou phi by dou yj, and dou phi by dou zk. I'll try to write little directly. What is the derivative of this phi with respect to x? So yz cube constant, x square becomes 2x, correct? Similarly, derivative of this term with respect to y means x square z cube is constant, y with respect to y is 1. With respect to z means x square y is constant, z cube becomes, derivative of z cube is 3z square k. This is my del phi, right? They have asked at some particular point. Let us find it. So del phi at which point? 2, 1, minus 1. So what is the value of x to be taken up? In the expression, x to be taken up as 2, y should be taken as 1, and z should be taken as minus 1. Let us substitute that. So it is y is how much? Sorry, y is 1, z is minus 1 cube, then 2, and then x. Now what is my x? X is 2. Into I. What is my x? X is 2 cube, z is minus 1 cube into j, plus x is 2. It is x square, so it is 2 square. Y is 1. 3 into z is minus 1 square. What is the answer for this? Just check. This is minus 2 2s are 4, no? Is it minus 4i? What is this quantity?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Ma'am, it's 2 square.
Yeah, 2 square is 4, but we have a minus here, right? What will get for this now? Next. It is
Minus 4j.
minus 8.
Minus 4j.
4 and
Madam, 2 square, madam, not 2
minus
cube.
4j 2 square
2 square, ma'am.
yeah. Sorry.
2
By
square.
mistake. Yeah, 2 square it is, yes. Plus, okay, sorry, minus 4j. Yeah, you are right. Minus 4j. Now, what is the coefficient of k you will get? 3 4s are 12. Plus 12k. 12k. What is this? Yeah, this is what? This is the first quantity that we have found. Okay, because what we have written already, the directional derivative is maximum along del phi. This is, we have written it. What is the next part of the question? Find the magnitude of this maximum means what has to be found? This is the required direction. The required direction in which directional derivative is what? Is going to give me the maximum value. Is maximum. Now what is the meaning? Find the magnitude of this maximum means what we have to find? Last part of the question. Tell me fast. We have to find, this is some vector quantity, right? So this is maximum means we have to find its magnitude. Therefore, magnitude of this maximum is nothing but root of, yeah, what is the magnitude of a vector? Coefficient of I the whole square, coefficient of j the whole square, coefficient of k the whole square. What is the answer? What is the answer?
Root of 176.
176. Can you simplify it? Can any quantity can be taken out?
13.2.
No, don't find it in terms of decimal. If any quantity can be taken out, just think about it. I think this can be written as 11 into 16, I guess. 176 is there. So this becomes actually 4 root 11. Check whether both are one and the same. Not to worry, they will not cut marks, but this is like standard problem. No, better you just try to just check, verify the answer.